All right, this is for you people who are 40 years or older. I need you to get this. And for those of you who are coming up, you might want to take notes now. How many summers do you have left before you pass away? You know, the average is 75 years old. So for me, that's 25 summers to go. Do the math. Do the math. That's how much time you actually have left to live on this life. That's also an indicator that it's time for you to stop living somebody else's dream. Oh man, are you sick of it yet? Because I know what it's like to be in the process of trying to figure out your life, but living it through someone else's lens. And the reason you see many people, Gen Xers and older baby boomers, doing things that don't make so much sense or still walking around grumpy is because they lived a life that wasn't theirs. Yeah, that's all it really came down to. Some of them are aware that the summers give a more realistic view. By the way, I got that from Eddie Murphy. Give a more realistic view of time, of how much time we actually have left. Listen, you may live to be much longer than 75, but he was just saying the average age, and you do the math. That gave me the 25. So I had to ask myself questions that maybe you're not ready to ask yourself. How do I want to spend the next 25 summers? For me, how do I want to spend the next 25 winters? That's the question I need to answer. Because for the longest time, I've been in Chicago, I've been in the Midwest, I've been in the northern hemisphere of the United States. Is it hemisphere? No, it's not hemisphere. Northern part of the country. And all I've really ever known were cold winters. I got a taste of one last year where I discovered I don't like cold winters. But just like I'm talking about winter, what is it in your life that you've been doing just because it's what you've been doing? And you have this one day maybe plan. Listen, I understand a good strategy matters because I've lacked it at times and it's cost me. But strategies need to be adjusted according to where you are. And if where you are right now on your journey, you're not enjoying it, you might want to do some deep diving. One of the ways to do that is to consider the phrase, you are the sum total or average of your top 5 friends. Take a look at your friends list. Who's in there? No, not your social media friends list, because those jokers aren't necessarily real. And with all the camera magic we have today, you're probably being lied to. Oh, or take someone like me. I only post my good stuff on social media. Why would I post the bad? My point exactly. No one really does. So, and the people that do, we think they're weird. But I need you to look at your top 5 friends and find out their average net worth. Okay, maybe you can't say, hey bro, how much do you actually make? But look at their lifestyle and you will get an idea of how they're living. Now, I need you to know something. In America, in the Western world, we always judge it based on how much money somebody makes. I need you to drop that as a criteria. I need you to drop that. I need you to look at the quality of their life. Do they get along with their children, with their partner? What does that relationship seem to be like? Does it seem to be authentic? Do they seem to authentically connect? Do their children seem to connect with them? I don't know. Do they like the work that they do? What's their conversation like? Are they constantly complaining about what isn't working or wrong? Or are they preparing and crafting something that they want to live into? Or are they present with whatever's happening in that moment? Those are the types of indicators you want to look at. And when you look at your top 5, it tells you, generally speaking, about how much money you're going to make, about the quality of life you're going to live, and the type of conversation you're going to continue to have, which determines the type of life you will attract. Not because you attract it like a magnet, but because it's what you're living and you just continue to walk it out. That's why I'm so excited, because my top 5, whew, I'm so grateful. But here's the thing. It's not just about your top 5. Your top 5 lets you know what you're up to, because we also need to continue to reach back and help others. That's why knowing who you are, I know you hear me talk about this a lot, but that's why knowing who you are allows you to know that as you get fuller, as you continue to live out who you are, your truth, as you begin to feel whole, as you begin to feel more healthy, who you are is good. It's good for you. You feel better. We want that for you. That's why it's important to find out who you are to live that out to its maximum capacity. However, it doesn't stop with you feeling fulfilled. It's now at the point you get fulfilled, the goal is for you to be like an oak tree and leave seeds for people who are not there yet. See, we're made to be interdependent. That's why the number 5 works. Your top 5 friends gives you an average of who you are, because we're made to be interdependent. And when we're interdependent, that means you don't ignore people who are not on your level. You just create situations where they have the opportunity to choose for themselves. You don't ignore them. You set them up and then let them choose. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, who's in your top 5? Have you written it down yet? I need you to do that right now. Go ahead and do that. Who's your top 5? Let's go. While you're doing that, by the way, I need you to go ahead to subscribe to my free channel. It's my free VIP. I'm going to put that down below. Subscribe to my free VIP group so you can have more in-depth conversations and sort this out. Maybe we'll become one another's 5. I don't know, but we'll see. You'll definitely find a 5 that works for you. And share this channel so that you can assist and help other people, leaving breadcrumbs behind for them to grow and expand as well. But getting back to your 5, have you identified them? Now go look at the 7 areas of life and look at your life and compare, not in the context of they're right or they're wrong, but in the context of, are you where you want to be socially or relationally? Are you where you want to be mentally? What are your daily habits like? Are you nurturing that part of you in a way that is leading you to somewhere you aspire to be? What about relationally? Well, socially, relationally. Socially is outwardly. Relationally is that intimate. How's that going? Is that looking like the way you want it to look? Nothing wrong with it. Just take a look, find out. All right, great, very good. How about spiritually, right? How are you? What's your soul connection like? Are you connected to the Creator, to Spirit? What is that like for you? Or are you just doing what you've always done? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I had to learn that when I was doing I always did, it didn't give me room to understand the Creator was much bigger. And I got to discover that, and it's like, oh wow, so other people have other insights that I don't have and help me expand. And that was a goal of mine, to continue expanding in that area. I don't know what yours is, but what's your goal spiritually? And then what about financially? We all have those, and if you don't, just get some ideas and then back it up with some whys. Why would you want that much money coming in, and what would you do with it? Maybe not every detail, but hey, write it down and just help offload what's inside of you, because as you continue to discover you, when it comes into your hands, then you know what to do with it. This is good stuff. I just need you to continue working on it. I need you to continue looking at your life, because it's worth the inspection. And what doesn't get inspected isn't worth living. Inspect it. Discover it. Empower yourself. This is your coach, Marquise Martin Hayes. Please share, subscribe, and send this to somebody you care about. Peace.